Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not out in the field or out in the basement today. I'm going to be showing you a quick modification that I did to my GSI Glacier cup. So this video is in response to a video that Joe Robinet posted yesterday about how to easily make a simple modification to the Glacier cup to make it a more diverse and versatile piece of equipment to have. So these Glacier cups are an awesome piece of gear. I've had mine in my kit for a number of years. I take it out every time I'm out in the field, whether it's a quick day trip, if it's a hike out in the field, or if I'm anticipating going out for a longer weekend trip or whatnot. Super handy little piece of equipment in that it stacks really well inside the Glacier cup, which is awesome. I find that they do rattle around a little bit, as you can probably see here. I have this bottle with some Gorilla Tape on it, but in the past I've also put some electrical tape along the bottom or some duct tape along the bottom, just so I get a little nicer of a sit in here and it doesn't rattle around when it's in my pack. But if I move on to the cup itself, again, in Joe's video, he kind of explained that one of the weaknesses of this cup is it does not have a bail by default. It has these handles on it, which makes it really convenient to drink out of or to hold. Of course, you can heat by just putting it directly on the coals, or by putting it on a grate, or setting it off beside the fire. Of course, I've used this inside the Esbit stove, which is awesome. I've used it in the fire. This one's been through quite a lot of wear and tear, as you can see through some of the abrasion on the bottle. But it's a great little piece of equipment. It's definitely something I left to take along with me. I added on the bail using Joe's kind of instructions. I think that the wire that I used is probably a little bit too thin. I probably could have used something better, but it took about half an hour to kind of fashion this together. And I definitely think it's a really good enhancement. With this one, I found that, again, the wire I used was a bit thinner, so I tripled the wire that I wrapped on the handle, and I doubled the wire that I put around this. I'm not happy with how this is sitting up against the seal, so I definitely think that some thicker wire would probably be better there, but it definitely illustrates the point and the function. A bit of a pain in the butt to kind of get it balanced, but once you do it, it seems to work just fine. And I definitely feel like you could have a lot of value in being able to obviously hang that on a pot hook or a pot hanger. All right, I haven't tested this out yet, so I'm going to put a little bit of water in there so that way I can lift it up by the bail just to see how that feels. I only have a bit of water, which is good because I don't want to put in too much and have to clean up a big mess. All right, I'm lifting it up right now for the first time, giving it a little test. It does seem to be holding. I don't know if I fully trust it. I can see that this is starting to pull a little bit away from the seal, which I don't love. So I definitely think that, again, with some thicker wire and a little bit more time, I could probably make this a lot more reliable, but it definitely does the trick. And I think it illustrates that you can easily make this more versatile. I initially thought that maybe in Joe's video, he was going to be trying to like drill into it or something of that sort. So I do like that this is simple in that regard, that you could really rig this up in the field if you wanted to with some wire that you might have in your kit. With this wire specifically, I had it in my little Altoids kit that I always carry in my bag, and I was able to kind of put it together just with that wire, and I did use my Leatherman just for twisting and kind of tightening some of the wire. But overall, like I said, I think it's a pretty good little enhancement. And in Joe's video, he talked about the lid, and he mentioned a coffee can lid from America, from the United States might work. I'm in Canada myself, so I don't have access to that, but I did try today to cut a lid from a can of peaches, just to see if something like that might work. So when I do try the peach lid and I put it on top of the cup, I can see that it doesn't quite sit the way that I want it. So this is a little bit too big for my liking, probably not quite useful. The lid that I've had for this, I found at a dollar store, and I love this lid. I think it's intended to put over a coffee mug, like in your house, to kind of keep your coffee warmer, but it fits on these cups perfectly. It's not fireproof, obviously, it's just made of like plastic, so you definitely have to watch it if it's over an exposed flame, but it fits on absolutely perfect. And it actually, I don't know if you can see, but it kind of vacuums on to the container. Forms a really tight seal, which is awesome. All in all, I'm really happy with this modification, and I definitely think that it's a really viable way to make this little cup a lot more useful out in the field. Again, I am absolutely going to keep my eyes open for some thicker gauge wire. The last thing I want is for me to be filling this with water, trying to boil it over fire and have it spill, put out the fire, waste my water, waste my time. So I definitely think I'm going to make it more reliable before I use this out in the field. But again, just to illustrate that this can easily be something that you can do in half an hour and make this cup go a lot longer of a way. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to continue to keep my eyes open for different sorts of lids. So again, if anybody from Canada has any suggestions as to where I can find a lid that fits, let me know. Otherwise though, I totally recommend that check out your dollar stores and see if you can find something like this little silicone lid, because it's definitely a little useful add-on in the interim to keep out ash and to kind of help keep your water clean. But yeah, there you have it. So again, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. And again, definitely go ahead and now that you've seen it done and you've heard my testimonial, go out and do this yourself. You can't go wrong. Thanks again.